Hello and welcome to Green Hope Golf Course today. I'm E. Brooks here with Mr. Michael Calcutta.
Good to see you again.
Yes, good to see you again. So today we're talking a little bit more short game. Last time we were talking on the driving range about some full swing thoughts. So today we're going to talk a little bit about short game. So I'm going to ask you, how do you feel your short game is? Do you think it's a strength? Do you think it's a weakness?
I would say
What shots are better than others for you?
I would say hitting it high is very simple and easy for me. But I would say more putting is better than my chipping.
Okay.
100%. That's a strength of mine.
Okay.
But yeah, hitting it higher is a lot easier for me because I kind of lead with just open club face and I can really expose the bounce really well.
Mm-hmm.
It's hitting the lower shots is where it's more difficult for me.
And do you usually like to hit pitch shots more than chip shots in all situations?
Yes, I'd much rather see the shot spin and with a little of release, not a shot that is low on the ground and releases longer than it's in the air.
Cool. Well, if that's the case, what club do you have here?
I have my sand wedge, my 54.
Okay, so you got a 54. We're gonna go right to that middle pin. Go ahead and why don't you hit a few for us, and you're gonna hit your normal pitch shot, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So do you want to work on more chipping or pitching today?
I would say more chipping. Just the chipping motion.
Okay. Well, let's just see what you normally do.
Okay. Okay, well that is a very chip shot, not really a pitch. Let me do a pitch. Okay, hit the down slope.
Alrighty.
Probably should be playing a chip a little bit more.
Okay, we're just seeing what you like to do first. Nice. Alright, so let's go grab those, and while you grab those, I'll talk a little bit.
Okay.
So basically what we saw there was that he had a 54 degree with a pin that he had room to run the ball. So my personal preference, if I was teaching somebody, or we're going to work on in just a second, or work on a little bit of chipping, because I think that you would have a better chance of getting it closer to the hole, which is what is going to save you shots at the end of the day, rather than hitting a higher, more inconsistent possibly pitch shot. So with the chip shot, I think, like I was telling the audience here. Oh no, you're good. Like I was telling the audience here, I think that this pin calls for more of a running shot. You can use the same club,
right,
but it doesn't necessarily have to be as high.
Right.
So, on those pitches, were you playing them up in your stance?
I would say
middle
to back with an open face.
Uh-huh.
I would say I wouldn't have a weird motion, but a different motion than the standard. But
okay. Well,
I would definitely, like for chipping, I would play it back. Like pitching is more centered forward, in my opinion.
So for this one, all we're going to change is the setup. So I would rather see you play it a little bit more off your back foot.
Okay, so I'll set up normally. And
then I just want you to scoot just a touch closer to the ball. This way. There you go. So that we can be a little bit more on top of it.
Yeah.
Provide that descending blow. And then you don't have to land it as far. You can let the roll of the ball do the rest of the work. So it rolled and released.
It did release. Almost then.
That's okay. We got the height we were looking for.
Right, nice and low.
The trajectory. So that was still a little bit more of a pitch-ish. It was high off space.
Yeah.
It's okay.
Set up normally.
Yeah, and we're just scooting closer just to get you more on top of the ball. We want to feel like we're almost making a divot here.
Okay.
A little better.
That's better than the first two.
A little better. Yeah. So the main thing is just, you can go ahead.
Okay.
Grab those. So what we're trying to get him to really feel, or what I'm trying to get him to feel, is that when he's on top of the ball, the handle rises. When the handle rises, it allows him to hit down on the ball more, to strike more into a descending blow. What that'll also do, from a face-on perspective, is when we get him a little bit more on top of the ball, when he comes down into it, his hands will be in front of the club. like this, where he's getting the shaft in front of the ball. So we want to see a little bit of that shaft lean for those chip shots. So if I just jump this here, I have a 60 degree here. I don't know why, but I do. At first, just to see if we can kind of make a little bit of a difference in what it looked like. You were kind of up in here,
Yeah.
right, where you're really going, trying to go high. It's okay if it is consistent, but
Right.
I think that for a shot that's got this much green to work with, and we can see the window that the ball came out of there, try to bring it down, basically, the ball flight down. So I got closer, as you can see, right? I played the pitch here. I want him, and I'm demonstrating to you, get a little closer to the ball, more on top of it, and play a little bit further back in your stance.
Just like that. That's really nice.
That's the
Idea.
trajectory and idea that we're going for. This is 60, probably not the right club to be using, but that's the idea. So let's see if you can get one
Just
on that trajectory. Better.
much better.
Yeah, it had that nice descending blow, a little bit more roll. No, you're good. We can kind of wrap this up. So, tell me a little bit of what we did, what you thought, any feels, anything.
So
feedback.
So we got rid of standing a little farther away from it and opening the club face.
And we're talking about chipping right now, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. So for chipping, I was under the impression I could just play the ball middle to front and keep the hands forward, which leads to inconsistent contact. So with moving the ball back and moving a little closer to it, try to work more on hitting it lower and finishing lower. It's helped keep the ball flight down, and it gets the trajectory more where it's ideal and optimal for chipping instead of pitching.
Cool. Well, that's a little bit of what we talked about today. So thanks for watching.
Yep.